When we gathered that Sunday, it was a pretty intense, tense, stressful time, because the people who were actually doing it on the ground were thousands of miles away. We did have good communications. So in the White House, there's a large situation room in the whole protected sort of secret area in the basement, and there are smaller rooms. So we were in one of the smaller rooms when the attack began, and we were able to have some communication, so we were in real time aware of what was happening. And I'm not sure anybody breathed for 35 or 37 minutes. And for me, the worst part was when one of the helicopters, if you remember looking at drawings of what the compound looked like, there was a yard and there was a wall, and as the helicopter went in, the tail got stuck and it was not flyable. That had been planned for, but it was still somewhat worrisome that this had occurred. Got the word that they thought they had killed bin Laden. But think about what they had to do, because it was imperative that we take the body. The decision had to be made to blow up the disabled helicopter, which didn't completely work because of the way it was positioned. So the SEALs had to take the women and children out of the house to get them away from the site of where the disabled helicopter was. You didn't want any collateral damage. All of this is happening. The body's going out, the women and children are coming in, the reserve helicopter is on its way, but it's not there yet. There was a lot of breath holding. And then finally, all the helicopters were up and out and on their way back to Afghanistan. We were walking out of the White House, and as we got closer to the door to the colonnade, we heard this roar. We had no idea what it was. None of us had slept for a long time. So we walked down the colonnade and we just heard these incredible cheers and shouts, and all of these students from around the area, mostly from GW, which is near the White House, but elsewhere, had just spontaneously come to the gates of the White House. I mean, many of them, like many of you, were children when we were attacked. And this had been part of your consciousness for as long as you could remember. So listening to those cheers, feeling the relief that came from knowing that it was a job very well done, and for me personally, having the sense that for many of those who lost their loved ones, who had been grievously injured during that attack, whom I knew personally, that they could, in a way they hadn't been able to the day before, think about the future. And I was very, very pleased.